Winter in Louisiana wears a deadly beauty. The thick blanket of white snow doesn't just cover the ground. It hides a brutal and relentless enemy beneath, wild boars. They don't hibernate. On the contrary, the hunger drives them into a rage, making them more vicious and reckless than ever before. To face them in these harsh conditions, we've brought in our most skilled four-legged teammates. Amidst the freezing cold and bone-chilling frost, will our experience and determination be enough to claim victory? Join us as we step into this thrilling hunt. Our hunt began on the snow-covered hills. The thick snow was both a challenge and an advantage, as it turned the wild boars into dark targets standing out against the white landscape. The biting cold of the morning on the snow-covered slopes couldn't distract me. Every sense was focused on the signals from the hunting dogs. The barking grew louder, signaling that the hunt had begun. The moment the dark figures charged out from the forest's edge, my rifle was already raised. But the two cleverest ones managed to escape toward Thomas. I'll signal him to be ready to intercept them. Receiving the signal, Thomas immediately became alert. His sharp eyes locked onto the rocky slope, and there it was, one of the escaped boars struggling to climb the steep, snow-covered hillside. A single shot ended all its efforts. Its heavy body collapsed, then slid down the slope like a falling rock. What do you think of that clean shot, huh? That's how we support and cover each other out here. The entire forest seemed draped in a thick blanket of snow. The footprints etched in the cold snow guided us deeper into the gap between the tree trunks. Ahead, the wild boars moved unknowingly, unaware that the eyes of their predator had already locked onto them from afar. My fingers squeezed the trigger in quick succession, and a few dark figures fell lifeless into the white snow. The rest scattered in panic, oblivious to the deadly trap my teammates had already set in their path. After a quick rest, we moved on to the western woods, where the snow wasn't as deep, an ideal place to turn our prey's hunger into their tune. When hunting, sometimes the most effective approach isn't chasing down the prey, but forcing them to come to you. The bait had been set, and all Kevin had to do was wait for the moment they let their guard down. And, of course, he didn't waste that opportunity. The shot rang out, taking down the lead boar and sending panic through the rest of the herd. A well-deserved reward for Kevin's hours of waiting, don't you think? Some tactics never get old. From my lookout post, I watched as the prey unknowingly walked into the death zone. It lowered its head, slowly savoring the bait, completely unaware that every passing second brought it closer to hell. When the scope was locked on and the distance perfect for a clean shot, boom, the feast was over. As the day drew to a close, the hounds barking from the forest's edge signaled that the final act was about to unfold. We took our positions, holding our breath in anticipation, and then it charged out a fierce wild boar. With no time for it to recover, I immediately took aim and squeezed the trigger with resolve, delivering the perfect end to a long day of protecting the fields. The seamless coordination between the hounds and my teammates secured the victory. The sun set over the forest, marking the end of a long day of relentless battle against the cold and the cunning enemies. Each wild boar taken down means a better night's sleep for the farmers and a crop saved. We take pride in being part of the state-approved wildlife control program, supported by the local community. Our Ford F-150 rolled out of the woods, and with my iPhone 16 in hand, I sent the final report to the sender. The fight isn't over yet. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you can join us on the next leg of this mission to protect the land. As the first light of dawn broke over the lush green fields of Alberobello, a soft golden glow blanketed the land, but the usual peaceful silence had been shattered. The night before, a pack of vicious wild boars rampaged through the village, tearing up crops and leaving behind devastation, worry, and helplessness among the farmers. We couldn't stand by and watch this destruction continue. So John and I, along with our loyal hunting dogs, set out. This hunt wasn't just a sport, it was a battle to defend the harvest, to protect the hopes of the hardworking people who live off this land. Join us on this journey, a hunt not just for wild boar, but for justice. We moved into the grasslands, where the tall, withered yellow grass blocked our line of sight, creating a quiet but tense atmosphere. Suddenly, a faint sound broke the silence. I was instantly on high alert. I raised my rifle, eyes locked forward. Just as I anticipated, a large wild boar burst out from the brush, charging straight toward me. I didn't flinch. With calm precision, I took aim and pulled the trigger. The shot rang out, and the bullet hit dead on. Without hesitation, I adjusted and fired a second round, making sure the target was fully neutralized. The beast collapsed motionless. No more running. A solid start, and a surge of determination spread through the whole team. The sun climbed high over the open plains as we rolled on in our roof buggy, eyes scanning every corner with cautious precision. Then suddenly movement. A jet-black wild boar, sluggish and unaware, was busy chomping on a mouthful of young rice it had just dragged from a nearby field. But the moment it caught the sound of our engine, it bolted. No hesitation, we gave chase. Our hunting dog surged forward, expertly herding the boar into a tight formation, driving it straight toward a trap zone we'd set up earlier. Keeping up the pace on rough terrain was a challenge, but years of hunting experience kicked in. I steadied my aim. One clean shot, the bullet flew, landing true. In a flash, the boar collapsed. No time to escape. Another threat eliminated. The fields are safe for now. Tactical, fast, and clean. Did that moment give you chills? Drop us a comment and let us know what you think. Around 3 in the afternoon, the sun began to fade, and light snow started drifting down across the plains. This is the typical weather of my homeland, sun and cold intertwined, a soft blanket of snow that does little to ease the harshness of the land. The wind picked up, sharp and biting. Then we saw them, a herd of fat, heavy wild boars lumbering ahead, scrambling to escape the moment they spotted us. But with seasoned instincts and tight coordination, we quickly isolated the straggler, the last one lagging behind. One clean shot, and it was over before it could even react. Protecting our people's crops is our duty. Every boar we take down is one less threat to these fields, one more step toward preserving this land. And so, we push, carrying the weight of this responsibility, keeping watch over the land we call home. After clearing the grasslands, we headed north, where winter had blanketed the plains in white. The snow fell heavier by the minute, covering everything in a thick layer. Despite the worsening weather, we pushed on with the hunt. Our footprints pressed deep into the fresh snow, leaving clear tracks that were hard to hide from the wild game. The cold wind bit through our clothes, but we stayed resolute. Our hunting dogs pressed on tirelessly, skillfully leading the way. This hunt had become more than just a test of skill, it was a battle of endurance against nature itself. We spotted the wild boar intently digging beneath the snow. John and I signaled to spread out, each taking a corner. Using our radios to communicate, we moved into position, ready to strike. In just seconds, time seemed to stand still. We locked onto the target and waited for the perfect moment. With everything set, I shouldered my rifle and adjusted my aim one last time, while John held his ground. 2 precise shots rang out from both sides. The boar dropped before it could even react. The hunt ended swiftly in complete silence. So, what do you think in thick snow like this? What matters most, skill or teamwork? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We tracked along the hillside, our footsteps sinking deep into the thick snow. Suddenly, a piercing howl cut through the storm, and a wild boar charged straight at us through the heavy snowfall. Unfazed, John and I opened fire immediately. The sharp crack of gunfire echoed in the silent air. The boar startled, confused, veering sharply into the brush. John quickly brought his scope up, eyes cold and focused on the target. Boom! The bullet tore through the stillness, striking true. The boar dropped, unable to take another step. Target secured. Tonight, the villagers can sleep peacefully. This year's harvest is safe, thanks to us. As dusk settled in, we spotted a lone wild boar wandering aimlessly across the snow, completely unaware of our presence. With steady hands and years of experience, John took a careful shot, no wasted movement, no hesitation. The bullet sliced through the air, hitting the target dead on. The mission was complete. We were satisfied with the outcome. The villagers' crops would now face less threat, the destroyers would be gone. A meaningful day of hunting had come to an end. Today's hunt came to a close after hours of intense focus, as we continuously adapted to the rapidly changing weather. Heavy snow and biting cold winds tested us, but through seamless teamwork and precise decisions, we completed our mission. Each shot was not just a display of skill, but also a testament to patience and grit in this harsh environment. Beneath the gray skies of southern Italy, this hunting journey wasn't just about protecting the crops, it was about safeguarding the peaceful lives of the people of Alberobello. We're grateful to the local authorities and community for their unwavering support throughout our expedition. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next adventures. For many farmers in Louisiana, every morning they step onto their fields, and what greets them isn't the lush green of their crops, but a battlefield in ruins. Cornfields torn apart, sweet potato rows uprooted, the deep imprints of wild boars' hooves and the marks left by their dragging bodies carved into the soil like a direct challenge. Even the most intricate traps become useless in the face of their cunning. When sweat and hard work are destroyed in a single night, frustration reaches its peak. And that's why we're here. This is the battle to reclaim peace for these fields. How will it end? Stay tuned to find out. As the first light of dawn breaks, amidst the vast grassy fields, everything seems calm. But through the eyes of a hunter, any unusual movement is enough to set our team into action. The pilot immediately grips the control stick, diving the helicopter down like a hawk swooping in on its prey, creating the perfect position for me to lock the boar into my sights and take it down with a single shot. That's how we kick off a successful day of hunting. Not far away, a breathless chase was unfolding as James' team had to handle 2 targets at once. No easy task. James unleashed a rapid barrage of bullets, and after a tense moment, 1 boar fell. The helicopter immediately swooped in, closing the distance to the remaining target. Then a single sharp, clean shot rang out, pinning the last dark figure to the ground. Do you think that final shot was as smooth as it seemed? If you were the one holding the rifle at that moment, could you stay calm enough to make that call? But If you're not experienced, don't try to follow our lead. The radio crackled, signaling that David's team had just bagged another one. It was a textbook move, using the helicopter's engine noise to break the cover, forcing the prey to reveal itself in the open. The moment the target appeared, David gave it no chance. A well-executed tactic, showcasing the experience of a seasoned hunter who knows how to turn his own equipment into a hunting tool. As soon as the new coordinates were confirmed, we charged straight toward the target. A whole herd of wild boars appeared, intensifying the urgency in the air. Amidst the chaos of the herd, my hunter's instinct told me to aim for leaders. Without hesitation, I unleashed a burst of fire at the two largest ones, pinning them to the ground and quelling the chaos in just a few seconds. The ground is their territory, where a wild boar cornered with no escape can turn into an attacking machine with tusks as sharp as daggers, demanding that we stay focused and make split-second decisions. The churned-up earth beneath his feet was like a challenge, leading John to the edge of an unharvested field. There, a wild boar was charging toward it, clearly intent on causing destruction, but he wouldn't let that happen. A single shot, precise and clean, put an end to that foolish plan. The fragile piece of the field was preserved. It was a flawless collaboration, a showcase of the finest hunting dogs in action. They did the hardest part, driving a beast out of its hiding place and guiding it straight into James' sights. The moment the boar's snarling, tusked snout appeared, he immediately stopped the threat with a single shot. If you were him, would your hand shake facing such a massive, ferocious creature at such close range? As the sunlight began to fade, it seemed like everything was winding down, but the wild boars were not. My eyes locked onto a dark shape speeding away. It had seen us and was making a run for the hillside, its last escape route. But my bullet wouldn't allow it, forcing the beast to lie here forever, paying the price of the havoc it had caused. A flawless victory, closing out a hunting day that couldn't have been more perfect. The sun had fully set behind the trees, and the engine's roar finally died down, leaving only a true, peaceful silence. The Jeep Gladiator was now loaded with the fruits of the hunt. I pulled out my iPhone 16 to call the processing plant and a few locals, letting them know there would be a big feast tonight. This wasn't just meat, it was peace of mind for the farmers, a joy for the whole community as the threat had been pushed back. Our journey wasn't over yet, because out there, many more lands still need protecting. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming hunts. In the southern United States, the wild hogs have become an increasingly severe menace, causing heavy damage to crops and threatening the livelihoods of local people. To confront this growing danger, Jim's hunting team set out, armed with modern weapons, battle-hardened hunting dogs, and a specialized vehicle for the trip. With years of experience under their belts, Jim and his team saw this not merely as a hunt, but as a mission to protect the land from the vicious creatures that wreak havoc on it. Will this hunting expedition live up to their expectations? Follow their thrilling journey as they face down the wild hog menace. As the sun just began to rise, Jim's team quickly set up an ambush in a vast patch of tall grass. It didn't take long before their quarry appeared. Barely visible, its body almost entirely concealed by the thick vegetation. But with his skill and experience, nothing could throw Jim off. He raised his rifle, locked onto the target, and calmly squeezed the trigger. With just one shot, the bullet struck a fatal spot, and the beast collapsed instantly. Indeed, the title of sharpshooter in this land was well earned. The opening shot of the hunt had gone off flawlessly. Determined to venture deeper into the thick grass, Jim carefully scanned every nook and cranny, leaving no sign unchecked. Suddenly, a rustling sound echoed from very close by. His instincts told him the prey was right here. Jim tightened his grip on his rifle. In the blink of an eye, from the right flank, a massive dark shape shot out, wildly searching for an escape route. But how could it outrun Jim? Without hesitation, he fired. The sharp crack of a shot rang out. The beast staggered, then collapsed instantly. Now imagine yourself in that position. Would you be able to maintain the calm and composure that Jim showed? Not everyone has the skill and nerve to turn that unexpected moment into a lethal shot. Before Jim could even lower his rifle, another deafening shot rang out from the other side of the grass. It turned out that Jim's teammate had just locked onto another target. Without needing to get closer, he chose to take the shot from afar. Through the thick cover of leaves, his cold eyes never wavered, following every movement of the creature. When it made a mistake and exposed an opening, the decisive squeeze of the trigger rang out. The bullet was so precise, it left the beast no chance. It froze, then collapsed to the ground in an instant. Once again, the hunting team had successfully completed their mission of protecting the crops. Knowing that the forest would surely hold more signs of the beast, the team decided to veer deeper into the woods. After more than 15 minutes of moving through the dense underbrush, a nearby bush began to shake, gradually intensifying. Just as the wild boar burst out, attempting to flee, bang, a gunshot rang out. The barrel of Jim's rifle was still shrouded in smoke. The bullet flew with pinpoint precision, not veering even a fraction. The creature collapsed, motionless, a clear testament to the skill and mastery of the legendary hunter of this land. Suddenly, a signal came from the southwest. The team immediately rushed toward it. Amidst the thick canopy, a massive beast charged aggressively, crashing through the foliage and barreling forward. Jim raised his rifle, taking a decisive shot. Bang! The roar of the shot shattered the air, but the creature was no easy prey. It skillfully dodged the first bullet, slipping away. Unfazed, Jim quickly adjusted his stance and fired again. The bullet struck with deadly accuracy, finding its mark. The beast slid and collapsed, completely still. As you can see, the wild boars here are cunning and tenacious. Without the skill and experience of a seasoned hunter, who could possibly put an end to this menace? Just as the hunt seemed to be drawing to a close, as the team reached the edge of the forest, a shadow suddenly dashed across their path. The creature hurried, as if frantically searching for its lost comrades. But Jim didn't let the opportunity slip away. He swiftly ended the hunt with a single shot. Jim proved once again his precision and the skill of a true professional hunter, playing a crucial role in protecting the crops. The hunt came to a successful close with a bounty of spoils. This expedition of Jim's team not only showcased the skill and experience of seasoned hunters, but also played a vital role in addressing the wild boar problem in the region. All of this was done within the boundaries of the law, with full support from the local authorities, something for which our team is deeply grateful. But has this battle truly come to an end? Or is it merely a brief lull before the next eruption? Stay tuned for our next journey. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future hunts.